clients usually don't talk to me per se. Customers don't talk to me. They talk to our team. And if they're happy, we'll help expand the client's horizon and maybe make them that much more successful. So give me a couple of other tidbits about this book. I mean, just thumbing through it, it's a really interesting book. Once again, the profits and proceeds do go to charity, which I think in itself is that's unbelievable. I'm proud of you for doing that. So, what hits me at first when you're looking at the contents, there's spring, summer, autumn, winter. So, give us a little bit more of a flavor of the book, and I love how you did that, by the way, because there are 4 seasons to, how bees run their lives in effect, I guess. But, give us a little bit more of a flavor of the book.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one more example. The We talk a lot in the book. I mean, there's a cycle. So yeah, spring, summer, autumn, winter is a cycle for the bees.
Mm,
But we talk a lot about everything in life has a cycle. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now, it's taken me 25 years to appreciate the importance of this, but for business and entrepreneurs and individuals, everything, a beginning might be the easy bit. To start a project, to start a job, to start a new initiative, that's easy. Closing things are rarely done well. And I'm just going to slow down my language and, no, and slow things down because people need to pay more attention to closing things. If an employee is leaving or you're leaving a job, pay attention to how you close it. If you're finishing a project with a customer, close it well. If you're finishing a new initiative or you're closing a product or a project, pay attention to how you close it and make sure that you close well and you celebrate and you get the information and you're learning. And if you're saying goodbye to a client, make sure you're learning what did they like, what worked well, what could we learn, what did we not deliver
mm,
you, and spend more time on a closing because then that allows us to start the next things well, which is the cycle of life. So yeah,
mm.
pay attention to closing things. That's where there's a lot of value.
So, as an example, let's say we're doing a project, like right now we're working on this media project. So what you're saying is, I guess kind of go back and review the project, and we can basically learn from the closing of that project. Does that make sense? Is that basically what you're saying by that?
Exactly, but it also refers to meetings, for example. A meeting has a beginning, a middle, and end. And often people run into a meeting and it starts quickly and you get to work and then it finishes and then you're late, or if it's a Zoom call, that it might finish and it's not quite finished properly. So even in a meeting, save 5 minutes at the end to close the meeting well. Is everyone aligned?
Mm.
Are we all agreed? What have we learned about us as a team? How well have we done in this meeting? What do we need to say to close this topic before we start the next one? And it's the beauty, the value is in that last few moments. And it's easy to ignore it and easy just to go, right, bye, Zoom call over, and people leave early and people leave late and it's left. And what it does, it leaves like it's a bit like having too many screensavers open on your computer or too many apps open. It leaves too much open. And that's when you get burnout and frustration and anger. And the beauty is in closing things well. Everything needs to close well. Pay attention to it. Meetings, projects, jobs, relationships, close them well so you can open up new things better.
Yeah, so I'll give an example for our business. So, and just like what you're saying about, being busy as a bee, you're just going and going and going, especially more so now with technology. And, we've just been a part of a number of different, what they call masterminds, where, like-minded people get together and network and share ideas to bring their business to the next level. 4 different ones. And basically what's happened is, well, as a result of those, we have a whole bunch of new business, but then again, we kind of put those, all the connections, all the networking, all the ideas on the back burner, and then we move forward for the next, let's say in this case, mastermind. So in our case, I think in many people's cases, they don't take advantage of, in that case, 4 different masterminds, what we can do to close, let's say, close business, close our thoughts. As a result of
Yeah.
that, we move on, and basically the investments in those masterminds goes nowhere because we're moving on to the next thing. So we didn't do a good job of closing, if you will.
Kenna, it's true, and it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. Small
Mm.
businesses, businesses in life. slow down and pay attention to closing because there's always a gem of value in there and it helps people, it helps a process. But in there, you learn stuff that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I like that. Plus, by the way, I like how you said you're gonna slow down just in your conversation when you're presenting that idea because it made a difference to me. I was a little bit more apt to listen, a little bit more focused. So that was pretty unique and pretty powerful what you did there. So I'm gonna ask one more question. Your book obviously has been selling thousands, and again, called Be Wise, by Philip Atkinson, who now lives in a beautiful countryside in France, by the way. I think it's really cool. Give us a little bit of an idea as to why you wrote the book, number one, and then number two, the benefits of writing a book. And I'm going to go into why I asked that question in just a moment.
These are great questions. Thank you. Why I wrote the book. Um, First of all, I started beekeeping as nothing to do with work. The whole idea was it was meant to be a hobby that was completely took me away from work. And then I very quickly realized one day, sitting outside the office on a hot summer's day, people were coming and going in the office, and inside it was busy and buzzy and noisy. And I realized the metaphors. So I started telling these stories and using the beekeeping as a metaphor to have better quality conversations.
Mhm.
And then I started every Friday on LinkedIn, posting Friday as Hive Day, telling a little story about the bees and a little lesson for life. A lot of people said, Philip, I love this. We'd love to hear you tell more stories. So I was responding to a request. And then all proceeds go to the charity, not just some of them, all proceeds to the charity. And I suddenly thought, what a lovely idea. I can tell my stories, I can help people think, help people reflect more on life and make money for the charity. So the whole project for me is an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for your support and being interested. The project is a pleasure.